Good morning students. Welcome all of you for today's class. Today we are going to discuss on a new chapter which is business environment. This is our third chapter. Two chapters we already completed and now we are going to discuss on the business environment. So first we discuss the meaning. So environment, business you live. The word environment means we know. Environment means what? The place or the surroundings where we live. And we know that surroundings are liable for changes. It changes day by day. So according to that, we have to cope up with that changes and we have to live happily. So that is what environment or the surroundings where we live. So like that for a business also environment is there. So that environment is called what? Business environment. Okay. So here business environment means what? Sum total of all those forces which affects the performance of the business, but which is which in which business has no control. So we can say some total of all the factors, some factors, so factor 1 2 3, like that we can say so many factors are there, but over that factors the business has no control. Business cannot control it, but inside the organization any forces are there, any internal factors are there, we can control it. Our finance we can control, we can take decision, so nobody will question us. But outside factors it's not possible to control. Now we can connect with this present scenario of our country. So now we are going through the lockdown period, so according to government decisions we have to live. Now we are facing so many difficulties. Our life is not like how we were doing in the last days. Okay, so like that whenever some outside forces comes, it automatically affects our life. So like that only in business also so many factors are there which are outside the control of the business. It affects the performance of the business. So we can say those factors may include individuals, institutions, and any other factors it may include. So those factors only we are going to study in this chapter. So before that we will discuss on the features and importance in this class. Okay, so first we discuss the features. First feature is totality of external forces. So external forces we can say business environment means it's a sum total of external forces. It is not a single factor or force, total of some more elements are there. So business environment is the sum total of all things external to business firm, such as it is aggregate in nature. So we cannot specify it. We can say so many things. So how many years you live in this world, and how was it if someone asks you, so you may say so many things like that only. So we cannot separate some reasons only. So these external forces we can classify into specific and general forces. So specific forces are also there, general forces are also there. So what do you mean by specific forces? Those forces which affects the firm separately. So if a force affects the firm separately, only a particular firm only, then it is called what? Specific forces. Okay. Then such as example is there, customers, suppliers, competitors, investors. So customers means a particular firm you take, that firm's customers, their suppliers, their competitors, their investors. So those people are only affecting that particular firm. That type of things are called what? Specific forces. But what do you mean by general forces? So these are the forces which affects all the firm or industry equally. Some forces are there which affects all the firm's performance or all industries all over India. So all over the country, any country you can take. So that is called what? General forces. So specific forces are there, general forces are there. So general forces example social factors, political factors, legal, technical, all these factors we can consider under general forces. Okay, now These are the two features. So business environment means totality of external forces, then specific and general forces are there. Then third feature is dynamic forces. So dynamic forces means it is not forces, actually dynamic nature. Okay, so you change it. Business environment changes according to the factors which continuously take place. So dynamic means, the word dynamic means what? Changes according to circumstances, changes according to whatever changes come, accordingly we also will change. So that is called what? Dynamic. So business also dynamic. When technological improvement comes, we also improve. Now you see, I'm teaching you through what online teaching is going on. So I am making videos and I am sending you. This is a new invention for me. Why this change happened? Due to the changing environment. So like that only business environment also will change. Now business people also might be thinking what to do next after the lockdown or during the lockdown. So many inventions, so many new things they will find out for the survival. So that is why it is called what? Dynamic forces. Then next is uncertainty. So uncertainty means, not certain. It is uncertain because it's very difficult to predict the future happiness. So business environment, we can say, what I am saying about is all about what? Business environment. Business, you have to read, business environment is dynamic in nature, business environment is uncertain. So uncertainty is there. So what will happen tomorrow, we don't know. It's just like our life. So it is known as what? Uncertainty. Then next is complexity. So complexity means business environment is complex as it is difficult to comprehend at once what exactly constitute a given environment. That means it is easy to understand in parts but difficult to grasp in totality. So we may say, why this is happened, what is the reason? We may say one reason particularly, but in totality if we think about that, we will be under confusion. So really, what is the reason for this? So like that it happens. So complexity is there. So the real reason for business environment changes, we cannot predict or we cannot find out. So that is there. Then relativity. So relativity means what? It is a relative concept since it changes from country to country and from region to region. So relativity means, so what business environment you see in India may not be there in America or in Japan or in China or in Pakistan. So it may change according to region or according to country. So that things also there. So these are the features. It's very easy to remember. Understood, no? So once again, totality of external forces, specific forces and general forces, then dynamic nature, uncertainty, complexity, relativity. So these are the features. Next we will discuss on importance of business environment. Okay, so first important is why business environment is important. Important means why to study about this. So you are commerce student or any business people should understand the business environment. Suppose you are running a business, you should know the business environment theories. Why should we study this? So importance means that only need for business environment, or why to understand the concepts of business environment. Okay, so first importance is to identify opportunities and first mover advantage. So here I have given first mover advantage. First mover advantage means, whenever you are aware about the changes what is happening around us, you will be able to cope up with that very fast. So here you see one case study, like one story is given, I think you can read. So the study of business environment enables us to know about opportunities available. A company which is more conscious about the changes taking place in business environment is the first mover. So some companies are there, they will be keep on watching what is happening in the business world, what is happening amongst the customers, suppliers, what about the technological changes, what is the government decisions. They are continuously monitoring. So those type of people or the firms or industry, they will be getting the first mover advantage. So for example, the Asian Paints, Asian Paints company is a leading a leading company of the paint industry, at one stage lagged behind because of the technology. So they were lagging behind because of technology. This was smartly understood by another company, good less Nerolac company, so they understood that this Asian paint now is lagging behind technology. So what they did, this Nerolac paint, in order to exploit this situation, the latter company, means the Nerolac company, ended with a contract with a foreign company named Canasi Paints KB, with the purpose of acquiring latest technology. So what Nerolac paint did, they made a contract with another foreign company. So now what happened? So KP made available to the GN the cathodic electro deposition CED technology. So they provided a very good technology to this company Nerolac. On the basis of this, they could obtain a contract from the entire requirements of Maruti Udyog. So Maruti Udyog, vehicle company. For them, they need paint for their vehicles and all. So they acquired all the requirements of Maruti Udyog. So this is called what? Now all the market share who has got, Nerolac paint has got. So in this way, Godless Nerolac earned huge profits by entering the market with the latest technology. It was first mover advantage of the company. So for to understand one example I have given, so any field you can apply this first mover advantage. So when you apply for a job, so when you come forward with your own innovations or ideas, so everything, we can everywhere we can apply this type of theories, first mover advantage. Okay, so those who come first, they will be getting the advantage. Then business, and if you know about business environment, it helps to identify threats and access early warning signals. So if knowledge about threats are available in time, efforts can easily be made to face them. So threats means, first what we discussed is opportunity, first mover advantage, opportunities we will get. Now next one is what? Threats. What do you mean by threats? Threats, what what are the factors which affects the growth of the business, that we can consider as threats? Maybe the competitors, maybe the suppliers, maybe the non availability of raw materials. So everything we can include in this. So whatever hindrances are there in the growth of the business, that we can consider as threats. So if knowledge about threats are available in time, efforts can easily made to face them. So this is possible only by regularly studying the changes taking place in the business environment. So if you are watching the business environment, if you are studying it properly, then only you will understand these are the threats I am going to face. So nowadays you can see business people all are facing some threats in their business world. Now next one is, it helps in tapping useful resources. So you know so resources, how to use, why all companies are not getting same type of profit, some are earning more profit, some are earning less profit. So it is based on how they use their resources. So an organization needs a number of resources to carry on its business. So main resources, materials, machines, money, men. So these are the main resources. So these resources are coming from environment. So what we have to give back to the environment, the best result, best outcome we have, best output we have to give back. So a business get resources from the environment and provides goods and services to the same environment. A study of business environment helps to utilize the resources in the best possible way. So if we understand the business environment, these available resources we can utilize in the best possible way. So that is another important. Okay, next, it helps in assisting in planning and policy formulation. So if you are aware of business environment, that awareness or that understanding and analysis of opportunities and threats helps the business to decide on the future course of business, such as planning and training guidelines for decision making. So if you are aware of business environment, it will help you to plan for your future course of action. So it helps in planning, but better planning it will helps. Okay, So we can for example we can say entry of new players in the market. Suppose if you know that one another competitor is coming into the market, what we have to do, what we have to plan for our product or our company. Okay, so this competition may make an enterprise think afresh about new how to deal with that situation. So whenever competitors are there, we have to deal with them. Otherwise, of course, they all will take our market share, and their our profit automatically will decrease. So this should not happen. So that's why continuous planning and assistance and policy formulation uh, is required. And who will assist us? A business environment knowledge, or the knowledge of business environment, it will help you for planning and policy formulation. Next one, it helps in improving performance. Okay, so ultimately whatever we discussed, so opportunities we can away, we can cope up with the changes, we can, it helps to understand or identify the threats and early warnings signals. It helps in tapping useful resources. So all these things ultimately helps us to improve our performance. Next importance of knowing business environment is whether or not it really makes a difference in the performance of the enterprise. Many studies reveals that the future of an enterprise closely bound up with what is happening in the business environment. So any study or any growth of the business is related to what, bound with the what is happening in the business environment. So business environment how change, like that business also will change. So a business enterprise which continuously monitor its environment and adopt suitable business practices surely improve its performance and continue to succeed in the market for a long period of time. Now you know problem what we are facing, or the business people are facing so many problems nowadays. And the normal people or normal human beings in the society, they are also facing problems. But you see next, when those who are doing online services, they are also facing problem. Now all will be this, after this lockdown period, after this when it is solved, all the problems solved, we hope for that. But all will be thinking about how to overcome these situations. If again this type of situation comes in the society, how to deal with that? So surely people will be deriving so many equations and formulas to survive in these type of situations. Okay, so those who derive such situations, or those who derive such formulas, only can survive. Surely they will, their performance will improve, and they continue to succeed in the market for a long period of time. Okay, so these are the features and importance of business environment. Okay, for today this much only, a very small, it is a very small ppt, and I made it very clear, I think. So hope you understood. If you have any doubt, you can contact me. Okay, thank you so much. Bye, take care.